beautiful natural wonders, immersive entertainment, a unique culture, and pure fun everywhere you turn, South Dakota is a wonderful place to visit year-round and filled with amazing sights to see and exciting things to do. The Mount Rushmore state is often thought as being nothing more than a cold and snowy Arctic tundra. To those of you thinking that way, you have no idea what you're missing out on. And in this video, we're going to talk about why South Dakota is one of the most underrated places to visit in America. Take a moment and imagine your paradise. What images come to mind? Trees, water, other wonders of nature? What do you feel? Tranquility, relaxation, peace? Now get this, South Dakota has a place that consists of this type of imagery and will elicit these exact emotions, and it's Custer State Park. Located in the stunningly beautiful Black Hills, these 70,000 acres of natural wonder will leave you mesmerized. You'll see amazing granite hills, crystal clear mountain waters, and all sorts of other beautiful things that nature has to offer. There's also plenty to do at Custer State Park if you are the outdoorsy type. Bike trails, fishing, and bird watching are just a fraction of what you can do at Custer, all while surrounded by an insanely gorgeous backdrop. The park offers its visitors both amazing sights to see and things to do and is a must-see spot in South Dakota. And if you're looking for more of this type of outdoorsy and scenic type of vibe, Badlands National Park is another great option. Apart from its picturesque nature, Badlands is even more awesome because you can encounter some of the wildlife in the area when you visit, such as wild bison, prairie dogs, and bighorn sheep. We all carve out our own paths in life. Some of us even carve out a path so great that it warrants a memorial to celebrate a legacy of an amazing life lived. And in South Dakota, the beautiful Black Hills are also home to the famous Mount Rushmore National Monument. Open year-round, this monument features 4 American presidents that represent the birth, growth, development, and preservation of the United States of America. You'll see the faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. You may have seen a picture of this monument before and think that you won't be impressed by it, but trust us, it's one thing to see a picture on your phone or computer and a completely different thing to experience it in person. It's breathtaking, stunning, and absolutely beautiful. South Dakota is called the Mount Rushmore State for a reason, and you truly have to see it to understand just how amazing it really is. And if you're interested in seeing another magnificent hillside sculpture, consider checking out the Crazy Horse Memorial. The memorial is still a work in progress, but there's enough to it that will still leave your jaw dropped when you see it. There are also museums at the memorial, where you can learn about the history of Native Americans and their cultures. Okay, maybe it does get a little cold in South Dakota, especially in the winter, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy South Dakota during those harsh winter months. Terry Peak Ski Area is considered to be the best ski destination in the state. It's great for skiers and snowboarders of all levels, so don't worry if you don't have any experience. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, Terry Peak is family-friendly with a beautiful mountain to make the most of that cold and snowy weather. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be face-to-face with a mountain lion? Well, at Bexar County, USA, you can get your answer. This Rapid City drive-through wildlife park is as intimate an experience you can get with animals. Up close and personal with bears, Arctic foxes, mountain lions, and various other species, Bear Country USA is an unforgettable experience and is a standout in South Dakota. For those looking for even more fun with wildlife, Rapid City is also home to the Reptile Gardens. This reptile collection has been in operation since 1935 and is home to a bunch of different reptiles, such as snakes, crocodiles, lizards, and many other species. And last but not least, the Butterfly House and Aquarium in Sioux Falls is yet another awesome choice for you animal lovers out there. You'll get to experience tropical butterflies, amazing aquatic critters, and even a stingray habitat. If you're looking for a nice day out with a family, any of these 3 places are fun, interactive, and will put a huge smile on your kids' faces. There's only one palace made out of corn in the whole world, and it's in Mitchell, South Dakota. Yes, you heard that correctly. It's a palace made out of corn. All the way back in 1892, the world's only corn palace was built, and today over 500,000 people visit it each year. It was initially built to prove to the world that South Dakota had a healthy agricultural climate, and is now home to uniquely designed corn murals and hosts all sorts of events year-round. A one-of-a-kind experience unlike anything you've seen before. Checking out the Corn Palace is a must while in South Dakota. And an equally unique spot can be found out in Lemon, which is home to the Petrified Wood Park and Museum. The Petrified Wood Park consists entirely of art and sculptures made from petrified wood, fossils, and stones, and the museum displays historical artifacts and antiques from the town. If you think the Corn Palace is special, just wait until you see a building made out of thousands of pounds of petrified dinosaur bones. Everyone loves a fairy tale ending, and Storybook Island is the epitome of that and more. Open daily between May and early September, this Rapid City, South Dakota family theme park is a treasure. It's got every sort of fairy tale character you can think of: Humpty Dumpty, Snow White, and many others. While it's for the kids, adults will have an equal amount of fun at this uniquely joyous place. Outlaws, gamblers, and gold everywhere you turn? This is what compromised many of the towns in the infamous Wild West era of American history. And in South Dakota, the Wild West town of Deadwood came to life in 1876 in the midst of one of the great gold rushes in America. All sorts of outlaws came to Deadwood in hopes of making a fortune. One of those was Wild Bill Hickok, who was gunned down just a few weeks into his stay in Deadwood, while in the midst of a poker game. Right before his death, he was holding a hand of aces and eights, which would become known as the Dead Man's Hand. Deadwood offers all sorts of fascinating stories about the characters and events that took place, just like the story of Wild Bill. Feel free to check out presentations, such as Deadwood Alive, which is a theater troupe that reenacts the major historic events in the town. It's fun, and it's an awesome piece of American history. If you're not learning, you're not living. And in South Dakota, there are ample opportunities to expand your knowledge on all sorts of fascinating stuff. There's the National Music Museum in Vermilion that has been called a musical Smithsonian. It has a renowned collection of over 15,000 instruments from various cultures and historical periods. Italian violins, harps, organs, the list goes on and on. Or you can pop on by the Adams Museum in Deadwood, which was built to preserve and display the history of the Black Hills. You'll see some of the greatest treasures Black Hills has to offer, such as Potato Creek Johnny's 7.346 troy ounce gold nugget, a famous pencil sketch drawing of Wild Bill Hickok, and plenty more. If you want something immersive, go check out the South Dakota Air and Space Museum. Located just east of Rapid City, this museum is known as the Warbird Sanctuary, and for good reason. It has over 30 indoor and outdoor aircraft on display. You'll also get to see military aircraft, missiles, and other aerospace-related exhibitions. Maybe you're into ancient history and fossils. If that's the case, the Mammoth Site in Hot Springs is an amazing point of interest. It's an indoor active dig site where you can view Ice Age fossils and is open year-round. No matter which way you turn or what you're interested in, South Dakota is abundant with places to learn cool stuff in just about any field you can imagine. Don't judge a state by its cover. While it may get a little cold out in South Dakota, the Mount Rushmore State is easily one of the most underrated locations in all of America. Whether it's immersing yourself in the beautiful scenery of the Black Hills or playing a dead man's hand out in Deadwood, there's no doubt that South Dakota is a wonderful place to visit any time of the year.